Now then, if your children are glued to their gaming consoles, how much do you actually know about what they're playing?
Alice Beer and gaming expert Andy Robertson are here to take us inside some of the most popular video games. Good morning to both of you.
Morning.
So, Andy, first of all, how do parents know what's happening online? Is it just by being present and being there?
I think we are getting better. Paying attention is part of that. But there is a bigger picture here, which is how we kind of like to stack different sorts of play.
OK.
And as we're learning, digital play actually does offer a lot more of the kind of nutritious, fulfilling play that we maybe associate with being outside. And so as those kind of boundaries blur, we are then more likely to get involved. And so that's kind of the direction of travel of the families I work with.
So, Andy, first of all, let's start with Roblox, because I've heard good things about it. I've heard very bad things about it too. I'm guessing there is a grey area to it all.
Yeah, and I think getting to grips with what it actually is sort of uncovers that middle ground, and so we're not sort of polarised to have that sort of conversation. So Roblox is unusual. It's more like a platform. It's more like kind of a Netflix of games.
Right.
And so if your child's playing Roblox, they'll be playing all manner of different things. It's a game called Dress to Impress, which is just about dressing up. It's very popular.
Yeah.
In those games, because there's so many and because they're kind of community-created games, kids are making games as well as playing them, they're quickly changing. So they have that kind of feel of the playground that, you know, what if this game did that? What if the floor was lava? And so they have this evolving kind of state to them, which is a really nice aspect to how you play there.
So they are creative, they are really fun. My boys love playing Roblox with a lot of their friends as well. But there are some red flags for parents to keep an eye out for, right?
Yeah, in that space, it's an online game, so they're going to be playing with other players. And also the content in that, although it's relatively basic looking, the content will be designed for different ages of players, and Roblox applies a rating to say who this is appropriate for. So it's really important that you have your child set up with an honest age on their account and that you do that with them. And then the appropriate restrictions and settings will be applied to them, and those safety will be applied to them as they play.
Because some of them are more suitable towards older children or even adults altogether. What are some of the scarier things that we should definitely kind of avoid?
I think where you get into some more blurred territory are the kind of the experiences that are designed as more of a hangout space. So it does become more like a social media kind of interaction. The chat there is moderated, and so you have that protection. But as with in the playground, kids like to push boundaries, and so you will find examples, because of the sheer number of kids playing there, that are those worrying headlines. But the vast majority are the kind of nutritious play we were talking about earlier.
What about Carnival of Horror? Isn't the Carnival of Horror a game that is quite scary? Some of the content for the wrong child that isn't prepared for it, wasn't old enough, that could be quite scary.
Yeah, so being chased by clowns, there's a lot of surprise, that extra tension, that sort of mild horror. So the actual content, you know, it's cartoony, it's kind of, you know, I grew up Tom and Jerry cartoons, it's that kind of territory.
Style, yeah.
But you want to know, is your child ready for that? And so by having an open conversation with them and playing it together, if something happens, then they'll come and talk to you about it rather than thinking, I better not tell mum or dad or I'll lose my game.
There's been a few issues, horror stories with Roblox.
There have, and for good reason. Roblox last year introduced some 145 new safety enhancements, including this mandatory facial age estimation. The Guardian found a disconnect between the childlike aesthetic of the game and actually what some children were saying, and they set up an account as a 10-year-old, purporting to be a 10-year-old, and that 10-year-old was entering a sort of hotel room environment with an avatar on a bed, wearing suspenders in a highly sexualised scene. Gosh. And that was what a 10-year-old was able to access. That was last year, before many of these safety measures have been put in. But as Andy said, the important things to do are to set those parameters. Open the family conversation, tell them you're doing this, but you can link your account with theirs, and that's really important.
OK. Andy, what about Clash Royale? What's the setup there?
Still my favourite at 20... Not mine, my boys' favourite at 21 and 19. They love this game.
Very popular. So it's different in that it's only played on a mobile phone.
Right.
The rounds are very short. It's a competition. It's a battle game where each side has towers that they're defending and attacking. You develop a deck of cards, and then you play those cards into the game, and where you place them determines what sort of troops you're going to get. So you can see the kind of the strategy, the critical thinking, and, you know, working out how you're going to get the upper hand on your opponent.
Right.
Is that, it's quite chess-like in many ways.
Concerns with this one, Alice?
Well, obviously, it's a very addictive game. It would be called gambling if there was anything you could sell at the result. If you gained anything you could sell off the site. But it's got lots of gambling characteristics. It's like I think this game's a bit like a cash machine. It's very hard to walk away from it. And things like, you get the chests that you have to monetize and put money into if you want them to open. If not, you put your phone by your bed and the next morning, first thing, grab your phone and see if the chest has opened up, because it takes time to do that.
We've got a minute left, Andy. We want to try and hit Fortnite, which has been such a massive game.
Yeah, so it's huge. It's not only the game itself, but now there's a bit like Roblox, there's a lot of Fortnite islands that can be made. The key point here, I think, is looking at the PEGI rating. That's the age rating for the game. Fortnite is rated 12 for violence, so it is violent, but it's not realistic violence.
Right.
Thinking back to Clash Royale, again, that has a PEGI rating, but really useful additional information that says there are in-game purchases and there are random items, and you can interact with other users. So that information is key to get a handle on for parents. And if you can crack that, suddenly you're ahead of what your kids are playing.
Go into your phone settings, go into the computer settings, change in-app purchases, change screen time, change all the things that you can on your phone. And here are the 3 boundaries, OK? The 3 important things. Know your boundaries: time, spending, content. Settings, understand the privacy controls, and stay involved. Teach them to stay safe themselves. Keep the conversation going and play with them, watch with them. Be involved, be part of their gaming experience.
No
and
secrets.
Much healthier. No
Very
secrets.
open
It
conversation.
can be a really fun, creative environment to share with them my experience of that, as long as you keep the conversation going. Andy, you must come back. That was brilliant.
Yes,
really enjoyed
please,
having you here.
please,
Alice,
please,
thank you
please.
so much.
Thank you.